open season is now. Want to know more? Check it out at waepa.org.
Need wiper blades? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube do more than just oil changes. We also exchange transmission fluid, rotate tires, and more, all in a jiffy. Need headlights? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube do more than just oil changes. We also exchange transmission fluid, rotate tires, and more, all in a jiffy.
What is WAEPA? It's a nonprofit association serving over 40,000 federal employees like you by offering options that can save you money. Federal Life open season is now. Want to know more? Check it out at waepa.org.
Hurricane Matthew, we're tracking it 24/7 with the First Alert live weather blog.
Hurricane Matthew's deadly path of destruction moving through the Bahamas right now and still posing a threat to the southeast coast. Millions of people from Florida to the Carolinas now boarding up and getting out of town. Our chief meteorologist, Topper Shutt, is here, and he's tracking the latest models. Topper?
Yeah, we're pretty confident, Bruce, that in the next advisory, 8 o'clock, and if not then by 11 o'clock, this will probably go back as a Category 4 storm. I mean, it's really looking pretty impressive on the satellite. It's located about 200 miles south-southeast of Nassau. Category 3, winds are 120 miles per hour. When we talk about that, those are sustained winds. We have gusts up to 150 miles per hour. It's moving off to the northwest at about 12, and it's going to just hammer Nassau and hammer Freeport. And this is now by Thursday night. So overnight tonight and into tomorrow, Bahamas are going to get hit very, very hard. And of course, we have hurricane warnings across the eastern coast of Florida, and we're expecting hurricane force winds there. In fact, we could see winds of 100 miles per hour, even a little bit inland. Now, this is the official track of the Hurricane Center. So this is 2 o'clock on Friday. It has the eye essentially going over the Space Center. If that were the case, we're going to have winds of 120 miles per hour, 40 miles either side of that little dot there. So that's pretty impressive. And notice we have tropical storm force warnings, tropical storm watches rather, and warnings across the west coast of Florida because the storm is so big, it will produce winds across the state. Now, it will turn a little bit as we get into Saturday, go back to a lesser hurricane, although still pretty impressive. I mean, winds are still 105 miles per hour, but it's pretty far off at Charleston. That said, we're still looking at a pretty good storm surge, probably in the order of 7 to maybe 12 feet. Good news, by Monday, it has a little loop and starts to head back and weaken. A reminder, you can track this by downloading our app. It is free. Also, I put a new product on our website. You can track it frame by frame. And of course, we'll also have access to radar. Just go for the tropical tracking layer in the app.
Thanks, Topper. Haiti, hard hit already. One of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere, still recovering from the 2010 earthquake. We're told that Matthew has left at least 5 people confirmed dead. It's going to go much higher than that. Presidential elections in Haiti now postponed. And just a short time ago, I talked with Mario Delatour. He's a personal friend, a freelance photographer. He's in Haiti right now. He confirms that the southern part of the island nation totally cut off from the rest of the country.
Apparently, everything that's like wooden structures is just collapsed completely, and the news is not good.
So Mario, the country, the people who have seen so much devastation over the years, they're preparing for heavy casualties and loss of property, right?
I have to say that the figures that we've heard so far between the two countries, because don't forget this hurricane had touched part of the southern coast of the Dominican Republic, right. And they've been circulating these numbers of 7 people, 4 dead in the Dominican Republic and 3. Well, I have to tell you, those numbers are quickly going to change as of today or tomorrow, because it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. I don't think they've really reported on the real casualties.
And with the bridge out,
so you can expect.
I mean, how do they plan to get in? By air? How do they plan to get supplies?
Well, I'm facing a situation like this because I have a crew that's coming in from Panama, and of course everybody wants to access the southern tip of the island. I mean, in my humble opinion, the only way you can get there is by helicopter. I mean, not only one bridge is down, so that's bad enough, but the road is completely littered with debris. just rivers overflowing, trees. I mean, it's just, access is very, very, very difficult.
Mario's parents were killed in that 2010 earthquake that leveled much of Haiti, including the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Closer to home, folks in Florida, from Florida to the Carolinas, they're getting ready. Here's a look from our reporters at sister stations in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and St. Augustine in Florida.
The National Weather Service is concerned about flooding along the coast, with 7 to 10 inches forecasted in parts of Florida and as much as 10 to 15 inches in Charleston and here at Myrtle Beach. People living here were boarding up their windows ahead of time as they plan to evacuate tomorrow morning. Tourists were also looking to get out of Dodge. Many, like Jared Wheatholtz, who's from Germany, aren't familiar with this type of storm and want to play it safe and get out of the storm zone.
I don't know, really. I've never been through a hurricane. Only one time in Florida. It was a tropical storm, at least. That's it. But it's a big one now, and we leave tomorrow early.
Some lane reversals will also take place here in Myrtle Beach starting tomorrow morning, similar to what you're seeing on I-26 in Charleston. In Myrtle Beach, I'm Dan Yasinoski.
This is a front that we're experiencing before Hurricane Matthew comes close, and businesses here in downtown St. Augustine have already started to get sandbags for their front door areas because this is such a low-lying area. In St. Johns County, there was a mandatory evacuation starting at 6 a.m. on Thursday for coastal areas and for any waterfront areas. It also includes RVs, boats, and mobile homes. And that's the latest from St. Augustine. I'm Jessica Clark.
Hurricane Matthew's winds are even stronger than Superstorm Sandy back in 2012. And if it makes landfall, Matthew would be the first major hurricane to blow ashore since Wilma hit Florida back in 2005. Let's shift gears right now, turning to the campaign. What's happening now after the first and only vice presidential debate is over? Garrett Hake was in Farmville with us last night. He's been talking to both campaigns and to voters about the debate's impact and what happens next. Garrett?
Bruce, the polling and the focus group data all shows Mike Pence winning the debate last night. Today, both campaigns say their VP nominees succeeded in their missions on stage. No one saying that more forcefully than Donald Trump today in Nevada.
I'd argue that Mike had the single most decisive victory in the history of vice presidential debates.
At a rally in a Las Vegas suburb today, Donald Trump basked in the reflected glow of his running mate's debate performance.
Mike Pence did an incredible job, and I'm getting a lot of credit because that's really my first so-called choice. That was my first hire, as we would say in Las Vegas. And I'll tell you, he's a good one.
I was listening to the avalanche of insults coming out of Senator Kaine a minute ago.
Pence's mostly unflappable 90-minute star turn received strong reviews in the moment. But in the light of day, the Indiana governor's failure to account for many of Trump's most incendiary comments and positions when pressed by Senator Tim Kaine may make for a strategic victory for Team Clinton.
When Donald Trump says Mexicans are rapists and criminals, I can't imagine how you can defend that.
But if Kaine succeeded in reminding viewers of Trump's volatility, he also turned off some voters with his own interruptions and attempts to talk over Pence.
This is the old scare tactic that they roll out, scare
but you
the
have
seniors.
A voting record,
and I get all of that. I just, look, there's a question that you asked a little bit earlier.
I can't believe
that
you won't defend your own voting record.
The debate and surrounding spin also hint at what to expect for Sunday's next presidential face-off. Democrats continue to believe Trump is vulnerable on taxes.
To be bragging about not paying taxes, I think, is an insult to the American public.
And Republicans expect a better prepared Trump to be able to connect with voters at the town hall-style event.
Donald Trump is an authentic candidate. He's not a robot. He's not scripted. He's not going to come in with canned talking points like Tim Kaine did tonight, like Hillary Clinton will on Sunday.
And Bruce, we know that Donald Trump doesn't like debate prep, but the campaign's gotten him to eat his broccoli this week. He's going to have a town hall style event tomorrow in New Hampshire to prep for the town hall style debate on Sunday. Hillary Clinton completely off the campaign trail the rest of the week. She's got her surrogates out there doing the work for her.
Well, in Donald Trump's case, it's one thing to have a plan. It's another thing to follow the plan, though, right?
That's right. But
he's got to practice for the town hall thing. It's totally different from what he normally does.
Right. You know, some of the pundits were saying that Pence last night sounded like he was preparing for maybe a 2020 run for himself. I mean, do you agree with that?
In theory, yeah, he would be very well positioned. I mean, this is a guy who wanted to run this time around, but the sort of political winds were not at his back.